Another thing you can do is to bind attributes. We've been binding a lot of attributes, but you can bind again, and you can say disabled. You see, fine. Another directive that I'm introducing is vbind. We use vbind to bind attributes, okay, attribute of tag. So vbind is going to bind something. What are we going to bind? We want to bind disabled. And what are we binding it to? A task dot is completed. Okay. So when we mark as completed, then this thing becomes true. Disabled becomes true. Okay. Disabled becomes true. So we've introduced v4 as a directive, vf as a directive, velse. We've introduced the add click or the v-on as a directive, and then now we have introduced vbind. See, this is how the whole thing get introduced as when you're building. So take note of some of these. Okay, so the vbind, we use it to bind attributes. And so let's see if it is working. When we mark as completed, let's see what is going to happen. So it's disabled. See, yeah, it's disabled. But when you check for this one, it is still there. If I mark it as completed, it's going to also get disabled. So this is it. You see, that's how beautiful Vue.js is. And so one thing you would have noticed is that we've been clicking on add, okay, and the add that we've been clicking, we don't type anything from here. And so the question is, then how do we get to, type the task before we add, which is going to lead us to introduce the next V directive, which is V module. V module. Okay, so first of all, this is what I would do. Okay, this is what I would do. We have the task here, and the task, I'm going to comment it because this time around we want to take it from the input control. So the input control is here, which is task name. And so this is the input. The placeholder says what's on your mind, okay, or what is your task. Probably you can do, yeah. And so how do we bind a value to how do you bind a data to an input value? Okay, first of all, there are many ways we can do it. We can say on your mind, what's on your mind, okay? We can say something like what's on your mind, it's a title, okay? Because yeah, we can do something like this. Because I've introduced object and I haven't introduced string. And then after introducing it, then you can say that this one, uncomment it and say that this one is going to be this dot title, okay? And that is as simple as that. But we are not done, because we're only saying that we want the value from this data to be assigned to task.title. And so how are we going to bind this title to the input? And so this input here, this is how we're going to do it. This is where we introduce the next directive, which is v model. So when you say v model and then you press, and then okay, the v model, what it's going to do is that it's going to bind the value of the input to the data, which we are going to, the data that we're going to use is title. As simple as that. And so yes, remember that we said directives have modifiers, and so these modifiers are very useful. They bind it in a special way, make the directive work in some special way. And so I would say dot trim, which is very beautiful. It will just trim the trailing spaces, which is so good, very sweet. Yeah. So now if I type sleep, okay, fine. Who says sleep? Okay, so the first task that I'll be doing is to do laundry. Do laundry like this. Okay, yeah. Now, so do laundry is here. And when we are done, we have to clear it. And clearing it too is quite easy. All you need to do is come here. After adding it, all you need to do is to say task this dot title equals empty. Use single quote before ESLint punishes you. So to do some laundry, just add. So it's here. Okay, it's cleared. Have you seen it? And the next thing we are going to do is maybe general cleaning, do some general cleaning, go and pick up a book, pick up a book, and then yeah, so you can see it is working. So let's just say we have completed this one, so I'll mark it as complete. Okay, and yeah, we're done with this one too. So pick a book, mark as complete. And so general cleaning, maybe it was a mistake, so I deleted it, so it's gone. And so yeah, so this is how view directives are. There are a lot of directives, but these are the ones that you're going to use most. The v bind, v if else, the v4, the v on or the at, and then that is how you're going to do a lot. Now, one of the things that you can do is, instead of even using title and introducing another one, you can simply bind it directly to this task object, which I may not advise. It depends on what you want to do. There are more ways you can do it if you're using Vue, and it's sweet. It's sweet. So I was talking about something. The vbind. The vbind, we were binding the attribute. Okay, we're using the vbind. The vbind also has a shorthand, which is nice. The colon. You just use a colon like this. When you look at it, it's like you are binding something. Okay, you are binding the disabled attribute, and so you can save. Then come in here and see it still works. It's still binding. That is if you don't want to be typing in type better, because I want it you to remember this. I'm just doing. Oh, come on, man. I want you to remember that it is vbind, so I'm using vbind, and because I want you to remember that it is v on click, I'm doing this. You can't bind click. No. Click is an event, and therefore you can use v on or the at. So at click, and you go your way. So you've done vbind, at click, vf, v4. We've looked at view directives, a lot of them, which is good. So are we even done with our application? Assuming that you probably saving it in a database, you would have saved it in a database. But are we done? Well, no. Yes, no, we are not done with it.